What's the actual difference between the guys who continually get after it versus the ones who end up staying exactly where they're at? And it's a ton of freaking variables. What can you do in your training to up your game, to continually improve the benefits that you'll continue to get over time, and frankly, just become a more experienced lifter? You know, you don't really gain experience, quote unquote, if every lift is exactly the same thing. You know, you gain days, but if I came to the gym and my effort level was exactly just like meh, I wouldn't, you don't learn anything, right? You don't evolve, or you don't, nothing really improves if your baseline effort is you know, because the whole point of this sort of adaptation with the gym is that you push it so hard into the realm of uncomfortability, not only for you like mentally, but also just your body, where you're forcing it to adapt and say, holy crap, that was nuts. I don't want that to happen again. So let's build up some kind of defense mechanisms, actually rebuild bigger and stronger, so that you don't have to freaking, you know, be that weak, right? In kind of a bro sciencey way. That's kind of cool. But what can you do to make that happen, right? And frankly, I'm not gonna say do this style of set, or do this many working sets, or do this many sets of movements, or like, hey, if you do this drop set, that's the magic freaking, you know, workout. Suddenly your lats are gonna grow twice as wide, twice as quick. No, man. You know, those are the minor details. So frankly, I think, yeah, probably 70% of the value of a workout, at least in my mind, is going to come from just internal hype / effort, right? I don't have to be that hyped up to get pretty good effort, but the more hyped I can get pre-set, the better, you know? So it's such that I'm going to give a lot of credit to just how hard somebody takes a set. And you can tell, I mean, if you lift for long enough, and especially if you lift around the same guys, you kind of get a gist of their strength and how many reps they can do with certain weights. So if they're slacking, you know, you can tell. There's no conscious thoughts. It's just grab whatever I'm aiming for, make the set happen, right? So the actual style of set, that's second. That's almost my second priority, which I still care about. Right? Like I want most of my lifts to be varied. So I want them to have heavy ass straight sets, you know, 10 rep, 12 rep failure. And I also want lighter, squeezing, more, I guess you could kind of say like torturous, burning reps that might even go to like, but in either case, the effort's got to be there. Because frankly, if you're not going into it like you really want to freaking kill it, the likelihood that you might give up before you really achieve actual muscular failure, or at least as close as you can get to it, will increase, right? I mean, we've all been there. Let's say you're on the pec deck. Let's say you're on tricep pushdowns, even on bench, you know, and somebody's spotting you maybe, so you don't have to worry about getting crushed. You know, 10 reps, cool. Now, you've got physically the capability to do another 2, but let's say you're not really totally into it for whatever reason, and then you get one more, you might not even get that one more. You barely, take it. And that's where I kind of look back and say, okay, did I fail that rep because I gave up? Or did I fail it because I physically just could not move anymore? And sometimes I give up. Like I can tell sometimes on sets of, usually it's the sets where they're very long, like reps that might exceed upwards of like 15, because those reps begin to get a bit torturous. It's not like a squat where, I mean, there's a pretty definitive like, all right, this is not getting up one more time, I gotta rack it, right? But with like curls or lateral raises or pec deck and things like that nature, you know, sometimes it's, all right, it's starting to burn. It's getting hard to really move this weight any further. But if you kind of dig a little deeper in that moment, odds are you can probably finish that rep, where if you gave up in that moment, you might have just had to rack it, you know? So before you begin to really concern yourself with this style or this movement or this rep scheme, make sure that intensity and just, honestly, I'm saying all sorts of classic, like, cliche motivational phrases, but there's no better way to put it. Like, make sure your drive is there.